Hello, everyone. Vicky Schettini doing WIT. We are here doing the podcast with the amazing Mike Vann, and we're going to talk about real estate investment. But the fun part of it all is he's all about syndications, multifamily, and wait till you hear about what he's done by himself. I'm a strong believer that you can teach anyone anything, but you cannot teach the drive. So I am excited, so excited to introduce him.
Well,
Hi,
thanks for
Mike.
having me, Vicky. How are you today? I appreciate you having me on the show.
Oh, I am so ecstatic. When I started learning more about you, I said, oh my gosh, we need to have him on the show. So tell us, because I'm not going to get to the best part, but tell us a little bit about what you do. Um, what have you been doing? How did you get into real estate? And is this your full-time job? I guess I'm telling too much because I'm excited.
That's okay. That's okay.
Go, go.
So I do have two full-time jobs actually. I've got my day job um, in the medical device industry. I've been doing that for about 15 years now, and have been real estate investing for just a little longer than 15 years, about 16, 18 years now. Um, so, as you can imagine, having two full-time jobs and a wife and kids, I don't sleep a lot. So,
I was going to say full-time real estate to me is already enough full-time. So two jobs, that's a lot.
right, right. But no, I actually got into real estate. Saw one of the late night infomercials way back in the day, Carlton Sheets, and he had all the palm trees behind him and all the nice cars and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, that's what I want. I want to have that for my family. And so, you know, initially started an interest for the wealth creation that it can provide. But as things do over time, your focus changes, life changes,
Yeah.
and now my sole focus is creating the freedom that passive income can provide to allow me to have more time for my family and also more time to give back through mission work. And so
And
that's
that is amazing because you've had two full-time jobs because real estate, you get what you put into it, and you're your own boss. So but it really is, to do it right, you have to do it full time and be able to get what you were able to get out of it. So that is impressive of its own. And we hear it all the time that people, you go to a seminar, but then when they go home, they do nothing.
right.
And it's so important that all this is tools for people to learn what to do. And you're a perfect example of that because you have done some amazing things. Before you started getting partners, what have you done by yourself? How much have you done?
So, like a lot of people, I started out with my very first property was a duplex. So I started out in multifamily, small multifamily, but you know, I took the things I learned from Carlton Sheets course and went out and started driving for dollars and found a for sale by owner property, a duplex, and negotiated a price for that. Um, and self-managed that. Quickly learned that I was not cut out to be a landlord. Um, the That's something that is best left for third parties, at least in my opinion. For my personality, I've just got too big a heart, and the sob stories you hear whenever you're talking about why rent's late or not there at all and all that stuff. Um, like I said, it just taught me
It's
that
hard. It's
taught me that
hard.
I have to be a landlord.
I I did it too at the beginning, so I can fully relate to you. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
I know what you're talking about.
I bought a couple properties there, and then moved from Arkansas to Texas. So I sold those properties. Had I known what I know now, I would have just managed those from long distance. But sold those, moved to Texas for the job that I have now, and was there for about a year. And then got a promotion to move to Missouri, where I've been for the last 14 years.
Oh,
So
okay.
once I got here to Missouri, that was when all the flipping shows were starting to come out, and I said I'm going to flip some houses. I'm getting back into real estate, going to flip some houses. So had a construction background. My parents had a construction company, so I grew up doing a lot of that kind of work, a lot of the grunt work and all that. Um, so I know how to do a lot, but time being a factor,
Yeah.
couldn't do it all myself. But at least I felt like I could manage the work and make sure it was done properly and not get ripped off. So flipped a couple of houses back in 06, 07. '08 hits, and my thoughts were, well, if no one can get credit, then I better stop flipping because I'll be stuck with these houses. Completely wrong mindset. I should have been going in, buying hand over fist and just holding and renting until
Yeah.
the recovery came. But throughout the next couple of years, I educated myself and realized that I was on the wrong side of things and needed to be buying now. So put the feelers back out, went out and started looking at properties, and ended up through a relationship that I had with the bank president. He introduced me to a broker that had a 16-unit bank-owned property from another bank, not his bank, but another bank, 16-unit bank-owned property. And so I went out and looked at the property with the broker. Interesting story. I negotiated a great deal. The first price they gave me was $780,000 for a property that was 16 units. They were only 5 years old, townhome style units.
Oh, wow.
Nice property, but there were only 2 tenants out of the 16 living there, and those 2 weren't even paying rent. So
Okay.
he handed me the flyer for $780,000. I just handed it right back and said, "Okay, I think we're done." And he immediately said, "Oh, well, no, I've been authorized to take 560." I said, "Okay, well, now I'll go ahead and look at them." So long story short, went through and negotiated that all the way down, made an offer at 400. He comes back at 550. They were gracious enough to take 10,000 off their asking price. And so I said, "Look, there's a lot of properties on the market. I'm going to buy a property. I've got a couple other deals I'm looking at. I'll up my offer to 450, and I need to know by the end of the day, or else I'm going to walk. I need to move on." And a couple hours later, they came back and they accepted my offer. So,
Oh, that's wonderful.
I got the property for 450,000, and then it proceeded over the next several years to I got it fixed up, filled up, and held that property for about 7 years. Over the next 7 years, started buying other properties, fourplexes, fiveplexes, duplexes, a package of single family homes from another investor, um, and use those for lease purchase program. And I didn't want to do what I'd heard other people doing, which was just kind of churning down payment money, taking down payments from people you knew would never perform on the note,
Yeah.
and keeping those and just turning it over and doing it again. I actually wanted to really help people actually get into homeownership. So out of that package of 12 homes, we had about 6 or 7 that were actually truly in neighborhoods that people could buy in. They weren't just rental neighborhoods. So out of those 6 or 7, I think we had 5 people convert to bank loans. They were the original
Wow. That's
people that we put in
great.
the house.
Really good.
They were the original people that we put in the house, and they converted to bank loans. And so we kind of helped. My goal was to help people achieve home ownership, and that's what we did. Then I decided I think we needed to scale a little bit, and so I bought a package of duplexes, and then bought a 27-unit apartment complex. Then got someone that wanted to buy my 16-unit original investment. So I named my price. It was $785,000, and he said okay. I was like, "Oh wow, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Now I actually have to sell it." I'm really a buy and hold guy at heart, but he said he wanted to buy it, so I shot him a price, and when he said yes, I said okay. Well, I guess I'll have to find something else. So ended up I just joined a Facebook real estate group a few hours away down in Arkansas, and someone posted that they had a 55 unit apartment complex for sale. So I messaged him right then when I saw the post. 2 days later, I was down there looking at the complex, and he had already had two offers by the time I got there. One was an all cash, and one was a hybrid cash and owner hold. He didn't have any interest in that. But while I was looking at the property, I walked the property for 2-3 hours with the owner, developed a good rapport with him, and put in a conventional offer, but and actually beat out the all cash offer,
Oh,
by
wow.
the fact that I was able to build a relationship with the seller, and he liked the business plan that I would put forth, compared to what the other people were going to had planned on doing, and was able to win that deal. And so got that in July of 17, and did a huge rehab on that. It was around about 7,500 a door rehab on that. Got it stabilized, and it's kicking out double-digit cash flow for me right now. So it's been a great
I
portfolio.
love music to my ears when people don't believe that the double digits exist out there, but they're out there. You have to buy right. You know, you
Exactly.
made great points. I mean, I just really like the way you are. You're really a really nice guy, and you did it smart. You did it. I always say about doing secured investments. You started on a duplex, and on the 16 unit, you were ready to walk out. You know, you either take it or leave it. You didn't, and there's key points that listen to what he's saying is he was ready. You either take my offer or I walk, I'll go find something else. He's got other options. You don't get emotionally vested on the deal. So
Absolutely.
I love how you just kind of scaled it up conservatively and secured. And you can't go wrong. I'm too one of those people that like the rentals too. You can't go wrong with what you're doing. It's to me, it's bulletproof because even if the market does go down, you're going to have more tenants.
Right. Yeah. You buy on solid fundamentals in good locations, and you
Yeah,
make the money when you buy, um, and you don't get over leveraged, and so you're in a good position all the way around. Um, and then you just hold on and enjoy the ride.
that's it. So, I mean, I know you mentioned about partners now, but up until you decided to start taking on partners and this whole, when you bought them and then you sold them and then you got duplexes in between, you were just buying things that just made sense, it sounds to me. Like the numbers had to be there and be good, correct?
Right. Yeah, that 16 unit I bought, that kind of spoiled me, and I probably lost out on a couple other deals that followed that, because I kind of expected all the deals to be like that, and they're not. That was it was like I said, 2010, coming out of the down cycle, and got a really good deal. So once I kind of dialed back my expectations, was still able to get some solid deals out there. They just weren't going to be the home run. They were more the doubles and even a triple here or there. But even if you're getting singles and hitting singles and doubles, you're still getting on base, and you're taking action
Yeah.
and getting out there and doing it.
Yeah, that's the key is you need to take action because if you don't take action, someone else will. Mike's going to be right behind in taking action.
Right.
So, how much total in sell in your portfolio was it before you went out and started doing growing it on a bigger scale?
Um, as far as before I started getting into syndication, you mean?
Yes, yes, like you
So
had done the portfolio by yourselves.
yeah, I it built it's about a $6 million value portfolio, and that had some good cash flow that came along with it, and helped build my net worth as well, and so doing all this with a full-time job and a family, and seeing the benefits that real estate investing can provide as far as the time freedom, I decided that I want to pursue more real estate investing and less, and escape kind of the rat race, corporate
Yeah.
America. I mean, because your time is an invaluable resource. That's all you have. You never get it back. And so, having my time be my own, which you can accomplish through real estate investing, I set a goal to replace my income in 5 years, and that was 2 years ago. So in 2017, I started listening to podcasts early in 2017, late 2016, and Bigger Pockets, Real Estate Guys, several of them that are out there, Old Capital, Michael Blank, a lot of the apartment focused and syndication focused podcasts. And so I went to a few events in mid 17, and I'm really skeptical of gurus, and so I went to these events. I went to the Real Estate Guys event first because they've had a radio show for 25 years, and you don't stay in the game that long without being pretty genuine. And so I went to their event, then followed that up with the Old Capital event, and then I ended up at Brad Sumrock's event, and I ended up joining his mentorship program in 2017, November 2017, which was a few months after I bought this apartment complex. And so since I was managing this rehab from 3.5 hours away, a lot of my time was spent with that. So over the following year, I had just gone to the different events that Brad held, made a lot of good connections there with people who were doing what I wanted to do, buying these large apartment complexes. Met a lot of the vendors, helped started building my team, learned the SEC compliance issues that you have to deal with, and just did a lot of learning over that first year. And then as of 2018, about a year ago, August 2018, I got in my first general partnership as a key principal, which means you're able to sign on the loan. It's a non-recourse loan, but you're still signing on the loan, and kind of you're getting your Fannie Mae gold card, so to speak,
Huh.
because you have to have that Fannie Mae experience before you can get your own loan, as you know. So I did that on 138 unit in Kansas. And it allowed me to do two things. I invested passively in that deal also as a key principal on the general partnership side. It allowed me to kind of get a peek behind the curtain and see all the inner workings of how a syndication should be run, and how investor relations are handled, all the due diligence that goes into it. Even though I've been in real estate investing for a long time and I knew a lot about the fundamentals, it's a little different. It's a little different.
Yeah.
A lot more moving parts. You're taking on partners, you're managing different relationships. There's a lot of moving parts that go on with it. So that's why I chose to go this route. A, get a mentor, but B, be a key principal and a passive investor first before I decided to do my own deal. So did that deal in August, and then did another deal for 243 units in Dallas with a different partner
Wow.
group in October, I think is when we closed that one. And then in 2019, this year, I met a couple of other guys through the group. Carl Supercrop is located in Dallas, and Rodney Miller located in Oklahoma City. We decided to partner up and do a deal together, do our own syndication. And so we bought a 100 complex over east of Tulsa, and closed that in March of 2019. And
Good for you.
did that, and then followed that up with the previous partners I'd had with the Dallas deal on a 348 unit in Dallas. And so after we did this first deal over in Tulsa, Rodney and Carl and I decided that we had really good synergies working well together, and decided to formalize our partnership. And we formed Trident Multifamily. And
I
so
love it.
that's our company we formed together. There's three of us, thus the Trident,
The
Power of Three,
Trident.
and
I
Power.
love the logo too. It's very, very fancy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love how you have everything built up, like you have strong bones, strong foundation. You've done it, you've learned it, and you didn't just go, "Hey, I learned it," and went crazy and just started doing what you thought it was. You took your time and you scaled it up nicely. That's crucial, and you have the experience that you're doing it. I think, have you ever thought about maybe like putting it on paper and teaching others? Because I'll be honest, I have been out there a lot, and I have seen a lot of people that maybe they invested 10 years ago. Or I've had some people that they're not even investors, but yet they're teaching investments.
Hmm.
And I'm not going to name names, but it's so important to get the right message out to people. I'm all about, let's work together and build financial freedom. You have in apartments, they're sexy now. They're
Hmm.
the in thing. I think you have you ever thought about doing something like that?
We discussed it. Actually, we are in the process of formulating kind of a passive investor, a multifamily school, so to speak, more or less just to educate people that we find at our meetups and that we're talking to about multifamily investing, just as a kind of a guide to give them some material to reference to learn, A, why real estate investing, B, why multifamily, and C, what to look for when you're vetting sponsors, when you're vetting deals, kind of the ins and outs of what a passive investor needs to know to be a good passive investor, because um, you have to do your own due diligence even as a passive investor. You need to know your
Yeah,
partners, you need to know the deal, you need to know how to underwrite yourself to know that what someone's telling you is actually the truth and has a realistic expectation of hitting the pro forma. And so
exactly.
we're wanting to kind of put that on paper, so to speak, or in video, and be able to provide that to people that we meet and are bringing on as passive investors. And we may at some point, do something commercially with it, but more or less, we were just doing it as a benefit to people we wanted to educate, just to help them. It's all about helping people. Really.
And it is. It is. You get to a point that you've done quite a bit. I mean, you by yourself have done amazing, and now, with everything else that you have going, it is. You just pay it forward. So, in what ways? There's so many people out there that want to know about investing and whatnot. How would you, anyone that's out there listening that wants to get into um, multifamily, or how can they work with you if somebody says, "Mike, that's my guy, I want to work with him," what do you have open on the table for them to do?
Well, the best thing I would say to do is go to our website, tridentmultifamily.com. There you can request a call, set up a call with us. One of us, myself, Rodney, or Carl will jump on the phone with you and kind of see what your needs are, answer your questions. If you're looking to invest, if you're looking to learn more, all of us, we love what we do. We love to help people. And so we're happy just to talk real estate, talk, multifamily in specifically. If you're looking to invest, we want to learn about your investment goals. We're looking to, at some point, have kind of two arms, so to speak. One is more of a short-term 5 to 7 year hold type investment. The other one is more of a long-term buy and hold. Different people
Mhm.
have different investment goals. And so that's one of the things we hope to do by having people contact us, is learn what are your investment goals and see if we can put you in a deal that would match. It's not a one size fits all game. So we want to be able to match the investor with the type of deal that we are offering at the time. And to this point, all of our deals have been 506B. Um, so that means that we have to have a pre-existing substantive relationship with the investor. So that's another important reason we want people to reach out and connect with us so we can develop that SEC compliant relationship before we give them an offering to invest in a deal.
And there's so many rules to all this, and I like how you thinking ahead, obviously, but you have the foundation, and that's crucial before you go and you pass out your money without doing the homework. You want to get somebody that is doing it and has done it. So I think that's wonderful. You have done an amazing job. I can't believe you're still working both jobs, though. I'm still like in shock.
It's not easy. Luckily, I have some flexibility with my day job. Some days I am gone 12 hours. Some days I am only gone 4 to 6 hours. So
That's a good thing, but yeah, all I hats off to you because that's a lot, both
thank you.
full-time jobs.
It is difficult at times. I don't get a lot of sleep.
Isn't
Yeah,
that always a
I'm
blessing
actually
we
only
lose?
14 years old. I look like I'm 55, but I'm not.
Is that what it is? Okay. Well, it was such a pleasure to speak with you. Again, if anyone that wants to get a hold of you, they go where?
TridentMultifamily.com, or you can email me at info@tridentmultifamily.com, uh, or give me a call,
Perfect.
text 417-576-8850.
And that's your man right there. He's got the knowledge, he's got the backing, he's done it. So it's not hearsay, he's got the proof to show it. And like I said, apartments are a great way to invest. And you might not want to get into management or actually doing the job, but there's always syndications. That's what's great about real estate. There's so many ways to invest. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and these are the people that are actually doing it, and those are the people that you want in your inner circle, because that's the key. Your inner circle is the key. Well,
Right.
Mike, it was beautiful talking to you. I am pretty sure we're going to stay connected because definitely you're somebody I want in the inner circle.
Thank you. It's my pleasure being on, Vicky. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We will talk to you soon.